How's it shagging, everybody? My name is Shoogy and welcome to this channel, ShoogyPeters98. So I've actually been on YouTube for about 12 years now. I started my first channel back in 2014 and that first channel is long gone now, but I made a second channel which is still up, and I'm not really sure if I want to keep it up anymore. Not really out of embarrassment, because I'm at a point in my life now where that doesn't really mean anything to me. I just kind of want to make a fresh start because when I first started those YouTube channels I was in the wrong place of mind, and now I'm in a very different place of mind on how the internet and social media should be used. Now you see, when I first made those channels, I made them with the idea in mind that I was going to become this big YouTuber and I was going to make a lot of money and I was going to be famous on the internet. That's not how you should do this stuff, alright? So I started this channel that we're on right now with the idea of having a place to just upload random stuff that I made, random stuff that I thought was cool, old school stuff, edits, AMVs, stuff like that, you know, stuff I just liked. And now I want to keep with that, just uploading stuff that I like and think is cool, but I also want to have a more real aspect of it. And also I love creating stuff, and YouTube has always been an outlet for that I look forward to, but changes in my life have made that harder. I can't just make a video whenever I want, upload it whenever I want, stuff like that anymore. In fact, I don't even have a real room right now. This is where I spend most of my time. This office you see, or whatever you think this is, it's actually in the middle of my kitchen. So I guess what I'm trying to get to is, right now nostalgia is a really big thing, not only in the internet and social media, but around the world. And you know, a lot of people will say that's because the current day sucks, and there is a lot of bad shit going on, but I'm going to tell you guys the truth. There's always been bad shit happening out in the world, alright? It's just now social media and the internet are so big that we see every aspect of it. My dog's coming by. Hello. Hi, baby. I don't know if you guys can see her, but she's there. Hopefully she doesn't knock over the camera. Don't do that, please. Thank you. Anyways, social media and the internet are so big now that we see every aspect of it. And that's not healthy, you know. I mean, it's good to stay informed. You don't want to be ignorant. But human beings were never supposed to see and take in this much information on a daily intake. So in recent years, because I myself have been overwhelmed with our current state of the world, I've kind of come to a philosophy of living, I mean, depending on what generation you're from, this will mean something different, but living in an old school way, but in the modern day. So like I was saying, nostalgia is a very big thing now, and people resort to things from their childhood or their younger days when they're, you know, kind of overwhelmed by the world and stuff. And this dog just farted, so I'm really overwhelmed right now, good lord. Anyways, they resort to things that are nostalgic and familiar to them, that bring them comfort, which is great, that's fine. I do it often myself. I think where a lot of us are taking the wrong way of doing this. Pretty much what I'm getting at by saying living in an old school way but in the modern day. I look to the early 2000s, okay, the late 90s, early 2000s. Back then there was a better balance of the real life and the virtual life. You had your real life and it was separate from your virtual life. When we got onto the computer back in those days, it was always in one place. Now we can carry our computers with us in our pockets. The internet and social media is much bigger than it was in early 2000s. I guess I really want to spread a message of trying to find that balance in the modern day of keeping our virtual lives and our real lives separate. It's more important now than it ever has been, because social media and the internet can be overwhelming. And a big part of that is because we're not using social media and the internet in the way that it was supposed to be used. I think social media and the internet should be used to express yourself and find people with common interest and like-minded people. But the internet has gotten so big, and the worst thing about that is it's also become monetized. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody that makes money off the internet is a bad person or they're doing anything, but there is a lot of people that like scam people using the internet. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who, you know, prey on a certain audience just so they can make money because they know it's easy doing clickbaiting and stuff. I mean, if you're making money legitimately, you know, doing something that you love and other people love it, that's fine, that's great. But I'm just saying, too many people are making content on the internet just to make money and feeding into the algorithm, and that's not good because the algorithm is what is spreading hate and overwhelming so many of us, making it seem like things are worse than they are. Things are bad in the world, in certain places and stuff, don't get me wrong, but I just, it's hard for me to believe that it's this constant spew of hate that the internet has put out. I'm pretty confident most of it is just like robots and shit. So what I'm trying to get at, pretty much, is I want to use the internet as it was intended to express myself and find like-minded people, people who want to express themselves, and I want to inspire people to use the internet the same, to also spread positivity and stuff. So, and also find the balance between our real lives and our virtual lives, because they shouldn't be as intertwined as they are. These videos are going to be made in an old school way. I'm not going to be like nostalgic for nostalgia's sake, because I think that's a kind of a problem right now. People just locking themselves behind nostalgia and ignoring things happening on the outside world. I know the internet will never go back to the way it was in the early 2000s or the 90s or whatever. But I know I'm sure there's a community of people like me, and we can just build that community. People who don't want to be ignorant, but also want to find balance within their lives. And I think that's important. So on this channel, what you can expect to find is just, you know, me being me, talking about random shit that I love, random stuff that I think is cool, some random thoughts, stuff like that, you know, just bring a little bit more personality and realness to the internet. So yeah, I feel like I think you guys get an idea of what I mean by living in an old school way in the modern day and stuff. So I'm not going to be posting every day like self-help stuff. I want to make that clear. Every once in a while I'll post my thoughts on certain things, you know, I think about. Those are what thoughts are. And you know, hopefully that helps somebody and stuff. But I'm really just going to be posting about, you know, shit that I like and enjoy and have fun with it, you know, because that's what we need right now. We need to be able to share ourselves and be accepted by others. I hope you guys join me on the ride. If you do, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.